Paul Holmes.
Thank you very much, Mr Deputy Speaker, and it's good to see you in the chair. Can I congratulate firstly the honourable gentleman, my honourable friend, the member for Southampton Itchen. He genuinely is an honourable friend. We served together on Southampton City Council. We've both been Education League members, and now we're constituency neighbours. And I know that he consistently stands up for the great people of Southampton, the great city of Southampton, and in particular his constituents that he has mentioned today. And can I also pay tribute to Joe's mum for the work that she has already done, but the work that she will be doing in future to make sure that we lose fewer people on our waterways around the country. And Mr Deputy Speaker, although the honourable gentleman and I share Southampton Water, the busiest part of the waterways around and into Southampton, I also have the entirety of the River Hamble, which comes off of Southampton Water, which is internationally known as one of the most difficult areas and difficult rivers to navigate for our sailing community and our boating community. It's known as an international sailing hub, but also as I say, one of the most difficult tidal waterway to navigate across the world. And we saw that, unfortunately, as my honourable friend, the member for Meriden and Solihull Meriden and Solihull outlined. I remember very early in my career here as the Member of Parliament for Eastleigh, we had in the same area, we had a case in 2020 where Emily Lewis, who was on a fast boat in the Solent, who had chartered a fast boat, was tragically killed after being catapulted out of that fast boat when she hit Netley Buoy. She was travelling at 44 miles an hour, and there were 2 charges eventually made of manslaughter for failure to ensure a safe navigation for someone that chartered a boat. So the honourable gentleman is absolutely right to outline that we need to have water safety education, but I would put it to the House as well and to the Minister that we also need to have proper education for those not only who enter the water through our seasides and through lakes and rivers, but also people that use the water on a daily basis. Because in Hamble Valley, as I said, we have the whole of the River Hamble. We have a vast array of people who use our rivers and Southampton waters. We've got our sailors, we've got our motor boaters, we've got our kayakers, our paddle boarders, our rowers. We have many people who use the river, as they should rightly be able to do so. That is intrinsic to the identity of the people that grow up and live in my constituency. And indeed, with the hot weather that we're going to have this weekend, I myself intend to be going out onto the Hamble on the Saturday to kayak, but I am aware of the intrinsic dangers that has on a river such as Hamble, and it is vitally important, as my honourable friend across the chamber said, that we educate from a very, very early age. But can I also just outline and make colleagues aware of our independent lifeboats? We have Hamble Independent Lifeboat in my constituency already have been called out over 60 times this year, and we must raise awareness because they play a very important educational role to many people who live in our constituencies. And I was delighted to be a founding member of the National Independent Lifeboat Association, who looks after our independent lifeboats, alongside our former colleague Anthony Magnall, who was the member for Totnes. And I would encourage all members here who represent areas with independent lifeboats to get in touch with NILA and raise the awareness of water safety. But the honourable gentleman for Southampton Itchen has highlighted the key variations of where people have access to our swimming pools and have access to water education. As I indicated to him in my intervention, he and I will be aware of many Southampton schools during our time in leading the education system there that had a number of school closures. We've seen, and this is not a political point at all, because we've both been in control of the administration and we've both had different colour national governments, but he will be aware of a reduction of funding within our education system through local authorities, where many schools have had to close their pools, but also those partnerships to make sure that the kids are taken to local leisure centres to have their school lessons is also reduced as well. I remember when I was a young person growing up, I used to be young once, growing up in Lewisham, where the council school bus would come and take me to Lewisham swimming baths every week for a 2-hour swimming lesson. That has diminished, and I think it's vitally important to work on a cross-party basis to make sure that we get those swimming lessons, but that water education also delivered to people across the UK. One brief story, Mr. Deputy Speaker, is that, as I said, this is not just about young people. I remember being out on my kayak a couple of summers ago, where there was an older gentleman who was clinging onto a kayak in very cold water and had lost his energy. He would have died that day had I and my friend Jerry not gone past him and rescued him. He didn't have a life preserver on. He was very cold. He was running out of energy clinging onto his kayak, and we managed to take him out of the water and save him and get him medical attention. But even though it is so frustrating that that happens, it still does, and that's why I think any measures that are taken forward by the Minister not only need to be attentive to young people, but to all users of the rivers and our waterways across the UK. So I would like to congratulate the Honourable Gentleman for Southampton Itchen and all members here who are going to speak in this debate today. He has my commitment alongside that of my honourable friend, and I'm sure the Shadow Minister, when he stands up to speak, that this is a cross-party issue that we all need to work on, and I wish him well in his endeavours.